Hello everyone. In this video, we'll do the daily current affairs analysis of 15th October 2021. So the first topic which we'll discuss is about the NASA's Perseverance rover. So it is from GS paper 3 and topic is space related topic issues. So why it is in the news? Preliminary scientific analysis of images taken by NASA's Perseverance rover has now confirmed that Mars' Jezero crater, today a dry, wind-blown region, was once a lake fed by a small river of nearly about 3.7 billion years ago. So photographs also provide evidence of the pit endured floods. Okay, so the flood waters were strong enough to move large boulders from tens of miles north of the river to the lake where there are large rocks today. So about the Perseverance rover. So it was launched in 2020 under the United Launch Alliance Atlas 5. So on February 18, 2021, the rover landed into a Jezero crater. So why is this work important? It contained a unique instrument, MOXIE, or Mars Oxygen ISRO experiment, the first to produce cellular oxygen on Mars using carbon dioxide from carbon dioxide rich air. ISRO refers to the use of C2 resource or the use of local resources to meet human needs or the needs of the spacecraft. So it carries a smart and the first helicopter to fly on Mars. So it is the first step planned to retrieve rock samples from Mars for analysis in complex Earth laboratories for the purpose of searching for biosignatures or signatures of current or past life. So these are some of the main objectives of the equipment. Look for signs of ancient bacterial health, collect samples of Martian rock and dust to return to Earth later, take out the experimental helicopter, learn about the weather and the geology of Mars, demonstrate the technology of future Mars missions. So what is the cause of interest near Mars? Mars is located at the back of the yard of Earth, about 200 million miles away from Earth. So it is a planet that people would like to visit or stay longer. Mars had flowing water and wind in the distant past, and perhaps even life-sustaining conditions. It also has an impact on the business mobility. So the prelim shortling topics are about the mission, about the Hope mission of the UAE and the Tianwen-1 Chinese spacecraft, which were also sent on Mars. So also about the Pathfinder mission. Okay, you have to study. So this is the source of this news, an article from NASA website. You can read that. So next is the World Bank Ease of Doing Business report. It is from GS paper 2. Topic is international relations. So why it is in news? The World Bank in mid-September 2021 has announced its intention to stop releasing its doing business report. So why so? The announcement came after an independent inquiry into the data misconduct reported in the 2018 and 2020 reports. So what is the exact problem? In August 2020, the World Bank suspended the publication of doing business reports following a series of illegal reports on changes in the data. The issues in the ease of doing business reports have mainly affected four countries: China, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, and Azerbaijan. The data misconduct investigation cited improper pressure by top bank officials, including then Chief Executive Kristalina Georgieva, to raise China's level in 2017. This raised ethical issues involving former bank employees and board officials. Why is the report important? So the World Bank's annual report is important for a number of nations, especially developing ones, because it has had a significant impact on investors' decisions about economic growth depending on how easy it is to open and operate a business. But while the report was popular with investors, it was widely criticized by many governments for its way of misappropriating grounded facts. So about the doing business report, it provides limited measures of business rules and operations in all the 190 economies and selected cities at global and regional level. So it started in 2002 looking at small and medium-sized domestic companies and measuring the principles that apply to them in their life cycle. It lays out the countries on the basis of the distance to frontier (DTF) points that highlight the economic gaps in terms of the world's best routes to open a business. What does this report offer? Each year, the Ease of Doing Business report standards calculate whether and to what extent the country has progressed to large and small parameters such as how long it takes to start a business, or how much it costs to get a building permit, or how many processes one has to go through to enforce the contract, etc. How can the quality be improved? The radical shift has been removed from the case studies and is harvesting more data collection from samples representing real business owners and their experience in doing business, so including government services that provide essential public goods in the private sector, transport and communications infrastructure, skilled personnel, law and order, etc. Remove the indicators protecting small shareholders and dealing with payment. So make the agreement with government very appropriate. Restore and improve the index of employing workers, but do not imitate countries based on this information. Improve transparency and management of doing business. So prelim throttling topics are about the report and also about the summary of 2018 and 2020 reports you have to study. Source of this news is this article from Indian Express. You can read that. So next is the about the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. So it is from GS paper 2. Topic is role of external state and non-state actors in creating challenges to the internal security. Okay. So why it is in the news? Former Supreme Court Judge Rohinton F. Nariman, who overturned Section 66A of the Information Technology Act in 2015 as having a negative impact on the right to freedom of expression, called the Unlawful Activities Protection Act a difficult law that needed to be investigated by higher courts. He appealed to the Supreme Court to overturn Section 124A of the Indian Penal Code, which criminalizes treason and aggressive sections of the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act 1967 UAPA. So about the UAPA Act. Passed in 1967, the law aims to effectively ban illegal criminal organizations in India. The law gives the government full power, which if the institution considers the work to be illegal in the manner of the official gazette declares it, the person faces the death penalty and is sentenced to life in prison as well. So key points: under the UAPA, Indian and foreign nationals can be charged. It will also apply to offenders in the same way, even if crimes are committed in a foreign country, except in also outside India. So under the UAPA, the investigating agency can file charge sheet within 180 days of arrest, and the extension may be extended after submitting an affidavit in the court. The 2019 amendment. The Act empowers the Director General of the National Investigation and Agency (NIA) to grant permission for the seizure or attachment of property when the case is being investigated by the said agency. The law empowers NIA officials at the level of inspector or above to investigate terrorism cases other than those perpetrated by the DSP or ACP or above a senior government official. So it includes the provision of a person as a terrorist. So Delhi High Court defines UAPA lines in June 2021, issuing a judgment defining limitations of the 15th Unlawful Activities Prevention Act 1967 UAPA. A Delhi High Court set out certain rules regarding the application of sections 15, 17 and 18 of the Act. Section 15, 17 and 18 of UAPA. Section 15 creates Terrorist Act case. Section 17 sets out the penalty for raising money for a terrorist act. Section 18 creates a charge of conspiracy to commit conspiracy, etc. Talking of an act of terrorism is any act of preparation for committing an act of terrorism. So important precautions given by the court. Terrorist laws should not be used lightly to take them lightly. The task of terrorism is one that goes beyond the power of law enforcement agencies to deal with them under the common law of punishment decision of the Supreme Court in the case of Hitendra Vishnu Thakur. The source of this news is this article from the Hindustan Times. You can read that. So next is the India to ban single-use plastics from next year. It is from GS paper 3. Topic is conservation and pollution related issues. So why it is in news? India will ban single-use plastics next year as part of its effort to reduce pollution. Experts say the move is the first step in reducing the impact of on the environment. Background: the government announced the closure in August this year, following its 2019 decision to address plastic pollution in the country. Prohibition of multiple single-use plastics will take effect on July 1, 2022. So way forward, enforcement is the key to activation. The government also needs to address key structural issues such as policies to regulate the use of alternative plastics, to improve recycling and better management of waste disposal. In addition to improving reuse, investment in research and development of alternatives should also be a priority. What are the single-use plastics? Plastic bags which are used only once, such as the food bags, food packaging, bottles, and straw that are used only once before disposal or sometimes also recycled, are known as single-use plastics. So why plastic is used so extensively? As plastic is cheaper, lighter, and easier to manufacture, it has led to significant growth over the past 100 years, and this trend is expected to continue for decades to come, according to the United Nations. But countries are now struggling to control the amount of plastic waste they produce each year. About 60% of the plastic waste in India is collected. That means the remaining 40%, or 10,376 tons, remains uncollected. Background: by 2019, the Union government, in an effort to liberate India from the use of plastics once in 2022, had put in place a multi-ministerial plan to ban the use of single-use plastics across the country. The government committee has identified plastic materials, SUP, single-use plastic materials, that will be banned based on the index of their use and environmental impact. It proposes a three-phase ban. About this ban, the first category of SUP items to be removed are plastic sticks used for balloons, flags, candy, ice cream, and earbuds, and the thermocol used in decorations. The second category, proposed to be banned from July 1, 2022, includes items such as plates, cups, glasses, and cutting areas such as forks, spoons, knives, strips, trays, wrapping and packing films used in nice boxes, invitation cards, packets of cigarettes, stirrers, and plastic banners less than 100 microns in size. The third stage is the reduction of non-woven bags less than 240 meters in diameter. This is set to begin in September next year. So upcoming challenges: it would not be an easy task given the fact that about 26,000 tons of plastic waste is produced throughout India every day, more than 10,000 tons of which is uncollected. A large amount of plastic is stored in rivers, oceans, and landfills. What needs to be done? So the government must conduct a comprehensive economic and environmental analysis of plastic usage. The plan must take into account the social and economic impact for the prevention to be effective. We need better recycling policies because resources are poor and need to be more comprehensive. Source of this news is this article from The Hindu. You can read that for getting a better understanding about the topic. So next is the jurisdiction of Border Security Force has been expanded. So it is a prelims specific topic. So the Ministry of Home Affairs (MHA) has expanded the Border Security Force's capacity to 50 kilometers within the Punjab, West Bengal, and Assam across the international borders. At the same time, the department has reduced the operating area of the BSF in Gujarat from 80 kilometers from the border to 50 kilometers. The government said it was using force under the Border Security Force Act of 1968. BSF capabilities, including arrests, searches, and kidnappings, are limited to 15 kilometers in these states. So, background: in its 2014 proclamation, the MHA described the BSF mandate as encompassing the entire states of Manipur, Mizoram, Tripura, Nagaland, and Meghalaya, as well as a vast area less than 80 kilometers from the states of Gujarat, 50 kilometers in Rajasthan state, and 15 kilometers in the state of Punjab, West Bengal, and Assam along the Indian border. BSF powers: the BSF has jurisdiction over the Criminal Procedure Code (CRPC), Passport, India Entry Act 1920, Passport Act 1967, NDPS Act, Arms Act, Customs Act, and other laws. The source of this news is this article from the Indian Express. You can read that. So next is about the Tiananmen Square massacre. So it is a prelim specific topic. So the University of Hong Kong has ordered the removal of a statue of the Tiananmen Square pillar of shame statue commemorating protesters killed in China's 1989 genocide. A pillar of the shame statue was made to commemorate the June 4, 1989 incident at the Tiananmen Square massacre, named after the June 4 incident by Chinese authorities. The photo shows 50 corpses with sad faces grouped together to commemorate unarmed student protesters killed by Chinese soldiers who opened fire on them. What is the massacre of Tiananmen Square? On June 4, 1989, Chinese soldiers attacked pro-democracy protesters in Beijing's Tiananmen Square. No official death toll has been released, but human rights organizations have estimated hundreds, if not thousands, of casualties. The massacre made headlines around the world but was particularly noticeable in Hong Kong, which had been 8 years from Britain to China, which had been into the rule of, for 8 years from Britain to China. So this is the source of this news. You can read this article to get better understanding about the topic. So thank you so much for watching the analysis video. Have a nice day.